And yet it happens constantly here. And the worst thing about it is this honesty Knife is approaching it with, because he saw it multiple times happening.
I'm going to be somewhat lazy in this how I'm going to talk to you, so just a heads up. I'm recording more footage on Spear MT. I'll get that video up pretty soon here. But in the meantime, I was watching some streams and I came across this guy. Very interesting, very fun to watch. He's not very informative. He doesn't seem to know very much about the game, which is fine. It's okay. But he does get a little angry about mechanics in the game. So I asked him, what exactly is he upset with? And oftentimes, like, it's just a misunderstanding. I do think that this game is very well thought out, and sometimes people just miss things, which you could argue is a issue with the game not being able to explain things to the player very well, which I don't think is an unfair criticism. But this guy, for some reason, has a really tough time doing the simplest tasks. So I do think you should watch him. He was very entertaining. I like watching him a lot. Here we go.
It's a crap ton of clankiness in a game. For example, this freaking thing does one thing only. Well, two operations. It either opens or closes vents. It's doing nothing else. So if you place it here and you try, it doesn't do anything on vents. You need to do this and either choose open or close. And I get it that if you click on vents, it won't do anything with it unless you select tool blah blah blah. But why not giving tool if it sees when you do this and do that? Oh, this is open, we need to close it. If this is closed, then it opens it. No. You need to go in freaking inventory, and then you need to right click it and plooch plooch.
Pooch, pooch.
You can do this, but it doesn't work on vents. For example, numbers mean absolutely nothing. For example, it says for guns, increases your precision and damage with any type of pistol, SMG, or rifle. And yet, it says this includes both firearms and energy weapons. And then you add something like 20 points to guns, and weapon stays the same damage.
apologize about the portion being so long, but I really wanted to be thorough and make sure I capture everything.
Or hacking, lockpicking, and traps at 100 work as they should. Guns, throwing, stealth, etc. they don't.
Okay, so I get it. You're probably thinking it's just rat hounds. Of course it makes a difference with rat hounds, but I'll go to a place that's much more difficult, the lurker tunnels.
Also works as it should at the numbers where it is. So something's also mercantile, no matter how high it goes. It doesn't work as persuasion and to a certain degree throwing and lockpicking and blah blah do. It works more horribly as stealth does. This scrap is doing 19 to 42. This scrap is doing 22 to 52. We add exactly 20 points, I think. No, 15. 15 points. That's what? 10% increase. It should be at least 1 point of damage. We'll just randomly do this. And this level of dishonesty you're constantly showing about things in a game that you see happening will end here. 19 to 42, 22 to 52. Not a single point of damage increase. It's freaking BS.
He's clearly looking at the wrong thing. You're not supposed to look at the gun while it's there in the inventory, because it's just telling you the stats of the actual gun. It's not telling you the stats that are modified after you take into account skill, which is why you would hit C at the combat stats. That's where you would see all these things, which, hey, easy mistake, but you seem to make a lot of these, just like you did with the vents and stealth and everything that's going to be in this video.
It's okay to like a game, but lie about things that you're seeing are true is not okay. Also, in combat, I don't see increase of damage from weapon after I increase skills of guns. And numbers don't add up. Stealth means absolutely freaking nothing compared to, for example, lockpicking. Lockpicking at 100 is God. Stealth at 247 is nothing. Guns at 125 now is nothing. Ranges for weapons absolutely mean nothing. And it's seen over and over again, and no, you're wrong. And we miss from 1 tile away. We get 30% chance. We get same chance now with 125 as we were getting with 5. Oh, another thing. Thing is in the darkness. I throw either a light flare or Molotov cocktail, and it should be bright as a daylight, and I should have 100% chance to hit it within 5 blocks or even 9, whatever. It goes from 40 to 41 if I'm lucky.
The thing about light is if the enemy is in partial light and then you get them to full light, there's not going to be as much of a discrepancy when it comes to the accuracy change. You still will increase accuracy, but it will be less noticeable when it's from pitch black to full light. If you do full light and then throw a flare on them, it's not going to do anything. Doesn't increase your chance to 100%, by the way. There's no claim in the game that says that. There's nothing anywhere that says that you're going to get 100%. I don't understand why that would take away evasion in his head. I think he just forgets that evasion's a thing. It sincerely seems like he doesn't understand that evasion is in this game. Either way, that has to be factored in. There's also move and shoot penalty. He has an AR, which is something I notice he does move and then he shoots. He loses focus. That's a thing. And then he also bursts, which again reduces accuracy. So he just doesn't take these things into account. He just kind of lets his emotions get the better of him, which is fine. That happens to me too. But these are explainable.
Not to mention that city like Core City doesn't have a map at all. All you need is layers with linked up fog of war, and that's it. Arrows up and down, and no matter how many levels you add, you just work it out. If they can't code that, why the fuck are they making a map? Just remove map and force instantly people to draw their own maps. Like it's 9080 and computers don't have ability, they don't have enough memory to have in-game maps.
So I sort of agree with him. It'd be nice if Core City had a map. From what I understand, Stig has tried, or I don't know the exact story, but from what I understand, that the layers and the levels make it kind of tough to do. And perhaps it can be done, or maybe it's just not done in the way that Stig likes. And I get that. I don't think that's a good enough reason to completely scrap having a map at all. In general, a map is pretty good. It tells you where you can go and where you've been. It could be better. Fog of War, that's actually not a bad idea. I would agree with that one. So, you know, it's a fair enough criticism. I don't think it's outlandish to make that one. I think it is a bit disproportionate to the way he reacts to it, but I think, yeah, a better map. Yeah, why not? Let's get it in Infusion. Probably won't make it into this game, but hey, Infusion, that'd be great.
Or that 16 years after Fallout came out, they didn't include push person away button. Or pet finding that is non-existent, worse than Baldur's Gate had it.
So this one is somewhat a fair criticism. I think it is disproportionate to the way he's framing it. He's making it sound like it's like terrible. The times where it's bad is where NPCs are getting clogged up at a door, a choke or something, and you're not in combat. It's real time, and they're just stuck. They're not fucking moving. So I get that. But his seems more often than not to be complaining about you clicking somewhere and I guess it just not going exactly where you want. It's something that I don't really see very often, and maybe I'm just blind to it, but the one specific example I'll say that is consistent is Foundry. For whatever reason, this specific screen that he's on, it does happen to me consistently, and it should be fixed. But I do think that the rage is a bit disproportionate, and it is a bit exaggerated, the problem.
Yeah, in complete darkness. Yeah. And yet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 downs away, I have only 49%. And every second bullet will miss. Like I said. You piece of
This clip is interesting because he acknowledges that light plays a role in hit chance. When he's hit by the crossbowman, he's stunned. He's perplexed as to why he was hit because he's in full darkness. Full darkness doesn't mean you're going to evade every attack. Lowers your chance, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to evade the attack. So when it's his turn to attack the enemy, who is also in darkness, he's perplexed as to why he only has a 62% chance to hit. It's like, well, you've already admitted that darkness has a role in that, and then your chances get lower because you start to burst, so it goes down to 49%. And the enemy also has evasion, and he has bad gun skill. As you can see in the clip, here is his gun skill.
Actually, we'll go still lower and give it to... I want to stay... I'll regret this, but okay. Feats none, specialization are still going. That will max out one. And considering that I'm now not... Why giving numbers when you don't have them as part of the formula for calculating hit chance? Remove completely then ranges if someone can shoot reliably from across whole map with a pistol. You realize if you say ranges and you reliably shot from double range of that in complete darkness, that has nothing to do with numbers that are given. Remove numbers then if you don't give a damn about numbers. If something has effective range of 5, that means that within those 5 ranges you can 5 meters, tiles, whatever, you can reliably hit. 9 is maximum. Out of that is completely random if you hit. And yet 15, 20 tiles away you reliably hit with such weapon. That's not numbers, that's out of someone's arse.
So you'll see here that I cannot hit from 15, 20 tiles away. I'll have to move up. I'll even take a step back just to make sure and show it again. And I'm indeed about 10 tiles away when I am finally able to attack him with the pistol.
Or it has double mechanics for NPCs and you.
And here's an enemy, and every time I move a tile away, because right now he's 10 tiles away, he will also move forward, showing once again that the pistol's max range is 10 tiles. So this final clip doesn't really have anything to do with Underrail, but I did think it was funny. I do want to thank you for watching. It's going to play after this little outro. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. I think he just goes based off feels. He doesn't have anything empirical. He just gets frustrated, which is fine. I get frustrated at the game too, understand. He just has a fundamental lack of understanding of the game. And yeah, he does have some fair criticisms. One that I didn't play is when an enemy is able to hit you, but you can't hit them. You know, same tiles. They don't have to move out of the tile, but you do. And that's the thing for sure. That should be fixed 1000%. It does go both ways, mind you. You can hit the enemy and they can't hit you. I actually just had that recently on a stream when I was fighting the Forsaken Island Twins. But yeah, he doesn't quite understand the game. And rather than listening to other people who's played the game, and not just me, I'm not the only one that is informing him that he is incorrect. But rather than that, he kind of just lashes out, which again, it's fine. It's entertaining. I don't give a shit. I'm watching him for it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys. Spear MT very, very soon. Following build, I don't know yet. Depends on the patch or the update, but heavily likely that it will be the Immortal, a build that can reach 100% mech reduction, and you will be invincible. You can actually be invincible to every type of damage once you have morphine and at a certain percentage. But anyways, we'll get there when we get there. Thanks for watching.
And I have huge problem with the way how guns work, because I know how to use properly guns. Basically with effective range. Let's say, we'll speak in real life terms. AK-47. Average trained person can reliably hit target, moving target also. Up to 200 meters. 99 out of 100 shots will hit that person within that range.